Let's talk about the wall and the regrets women have after smashing into the wall. So we've talked about the wall before. Is a very quick intro for those of you that have never seen this channel before or whatever. The wall is basically around 30 years old, is just kind of the generic number we give when a woman stops getting the attention she used to get from guys because her looks fade, her beauty fades a little bit, her fertility fades. So she's not getting the same attention as she used to pre-wall, before she started to lose some of that youth and beauty. Again, we say about 30 years old is typically about the time you see this decline in a woman's attraction, but depending on ethnicity, depending on how well she takes care of herself, all of that stuff, it can, differ between women. Some women hit the wall much before 30, some hit the wall much later than 30. I'm going to take you into an episode of the show Schitt's Creek to kind of cover what I'm talking about here. And in this show, you don't have to know much about it except for the mother that we're going to be showing you. She, in the show, was a famous actress before. So she got a bunch of attention from before when she was a famous actress, and she used to be a lot more beautiful, apparently, is what we, were told from the show. But in this episode, someone basically says that there's nude photos of her leaked online. So she's panicking. She's getting everyone she knows to look at these photos, find these photos for her. And so as the audience, we are led to believe that she's worried that there's exposing photos of hers out on the internet. These photos exposing her whole entire body.
I knew I could trust you to find them.
Only thing is, if you want me to print it, our printer's not working.
Oh dear.
So we're thinking she's upset that happened because she doesn't want those photos out there. However, here's how I tie this in with the regrets that women face when they hit the wall. What in actuality happened was she was actually trying to drum up attention for people to look at these photos that were leaked online, because the photos that were leaked were from her years ago when she was in her prime, when she had her body, when she had her beauty. So she was actually pretending like she was upset to try to get people to find these photos of her, so basically she could get attention and validation from her old photos pre-wall. So I'm going to show you the clip here, and then we'll unpack it a little further when we come back.
All those online perverts should be put in a paddle boat and sent out to sea.
No, that's not me.
That's your face.
Yes, it's my character from Sunrise Bay, but it's been put on the body of what I can only assume is an Indonesian ladyboy.
Oh, I thought maybe you just had a tan.
So this is it?
Yeah, I think so. I would really rather not dive in deeper, because I ended up in some really scary dark places on the internet that I would rather not revisit, so...
I am suddenly overwhelmed with regret. It's a new feeling for me, and I don't find it at all pleasurable.
You regret that embarrassing photos of you aren't online?
No, I regret that they're lost. They were the one perfect memorial to who I once was. And I should have appreciated those firm, round mama and calipigeon ass while I had them.
If you're talking about your body, I think you still look amazing.
Then allow me to offer you some advice. Take 1,000 naked pictures of yourself now. You may currently think, oh, I'm too spooky. Or nobody wants to see these tiny boobies. But believe me, one day you will look at those photos with much kinder eyes and say, dear God, I was a beautiful thing.
Will I?
Oh, and make sure you submit those photos to the internet. Otherwise, your own children will go looking for them one day, and tragically, they won't be there.
All right, now, in that clip again, we have the older lady, and she's talking to the younger lady, and what we find out is that she is regretting not taking more nude photos of her. She is regretting not having more of her body being exposed because she is regretting that she now doesn't look at all like she used to look. So she's telling this young lady, take nude photos. Take them now. Take as many as you can, because there will be a time when you look back at your body you have now and you're going to appreciate it, because basically it only gets worse from here. That is kind of the underlying meaning of this, which is great. It's like a lot of red pill to us men. She's admitting that there's a wall and all of that stuff. And what else is she doing? She's trying to convince this younger lady to take more nude photos. Basically, exploit your body. Get as much use out of your body as you can now, because in the future, you won't have nearly the same body as you have now. We see correlations with that advice with like feminism, telling women to sleep around, get it all out now.
Then allow me to offer you some advice. Take 1,000 naked pictures of yourself now. You may currently think, oh, I'm too spooky. Or nobody wants to see these tiny boobies. But believe me, one day you will look at those photos with much kinder eyes and say, dear God, I was a beautiful thing.
I wanted to deal with this in 3 ways that women have regrets after hitting the wall. So the first regret that women have is, and you'll see this in online dating, is their old photos. So you will see on online dating sites, a lot of women, we hear of the angle pictures. They'll take these perfect angles to make them look skinny when they're not. We'll see women use filters, Snapchat filters, all that. Photoshop. Women will Photoshop pictures. But what they're doing is they're trying to put out, they're regretting that they used to look better than they do now. So a lot of times women will put out old photos of themselves that aren't, it's just not the case anymore. You'll see old photos of women when they were 50 pounds lighter, and then you meet up with the girl and she looks completely different. Again, in a woman's mind, she's basically going, hey, I used to look good. I can put this out there. Yeah, that's right. And then a guy will show up and he'll treat me like I deserve to be treated. He'll treat me like a queen, because again, she's used to her old days when she had the old body, all the attention she was getting, and she still expects to get that these days when it's not the case. She no longer looks like she's putting out there. So one regret is, again, online dating. You'll see old photos and she'll put it out there, pretend, like thinking there's nothing wrong with that. She'll think, oh, well, a guy should love me for who I am, so it doesn't matter what I look like. All right, so that's one part. I've even seen as much as I've seen women with their wedding photos is their profile picture. Her in her wedding gown, her bride's dress or whatever, she blocks out the face of her ex-husband and she puts that out on her online dating profile. When any rational man can go, hold on, your wedding photo, and now you're on an online dating site, either you got married and broke up with and divorced with him days later, which is a red flag, or you're showing me photos from a long time ago and you are too worried about how you look now, so you're showing me these old photos. Again, either way, it's a red flag. But in women's minds, they justify this because they have these regrets, how they look now versus how they used to look. So the first thing is online dating. Careful with that. The second one is sexting. When a girl sends you nudes, all right? So I get women that will send me a lot of nudes. Women will send me nudes to get my attention. They'll send me, when they're looking good, all sexy, they'll send me these pictures trying to get a rise out of me. They're proud of their body. They're proud of their what they look like. Now, here's something that you guys should know about this. Every woman, well, okay, any woman that sent nudes before, most women I would say, have nude photos saved on their phone from when they had the perfect body in their mind. When they had the perfect lighting. They have these nudes saved on their phone right now. And then what they'll do is they will send them to guys, even if the nudes were taken months or years earlier, they'll send them to you or me, trying to like basically get the attention from before when they had their best body and all that, pre-wall. They will send you nudes from before to get that free attention from men now. So here's an example, right? Girls send you in nudes. And guys are sitting here getting all hot and heavy, like thinking, oh yeah, she's thinking of me right now. She's all turned on. She's sending me these nude photos. When in actuality, what these women are doing is they're like sitting back. Just imagine a woman sitting back, her belt's unbuckled, her belly fat's hanging over, and she's sitting here with Cheetos in her hands and texting you. She's pulling up old photos, and you as the guy are thinking that she's all hot and heavy in the mood right now, but really what she's doing is she's taking these old photos while she's sitting out with a bag of Cheetos and a big gallon of ice cream, just slapping that into her mouth right now, and then she's like texting you like, oh yeah, I'm thinking so dirty of you right now, and it's not even the same. And how do I know this? Well, I talk to women about this, but also I get this all the time. I know this stuff, so I pick up on things, and I've had women who will send me photos, nude photos, where I will see a photo of them without a tattoo that they now have. And all of a sudden, it's like, I know a girl has a tattoo right here. And she's sending me these nude photos of before that tattoo was there. She's showing me photos of before rather than now. I mean, you guys, it's far more than you probably think. And some of you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Others, if you've not got nudes from women, I mean, I still appreciate nudes, man. I like looking at naked women. I do. But it's just something you should be aware of is that if you're sitting there sexting, and this is why I tell guys, don't get all hot and bothered and slobber over like sexting and coming off all creepy, because a lot of times women are just pretending that they're in that mood to get free attention while they're sending old nudes to you right now. So the third one I want to talk about is her regrets about, and some guys call this the alpha widow. She regrets the attention she used to get before the wall hit, and in her mind, again, her elevated ego is still thinking that she deserves that same attention that she used to get when she was younger and when she was more beautiful. So what you'll see with this is when a guy settles down with a woman and she's like, hey, I'm ready to settle down. I just want a nice guy. I'm done playing games, right? Well, so a guy hears that and he goes, oh, that's awesome. I don't want to play games either. Great. We can live happily ever after. So he commits to this girl. Well, what happens is she regrets that she can no longer get the alphas. That's why they call it the alpha widow. She was once able to get an alpha and now she's no longer able to get him. She regrets the attention she used to get from the alpha males. She regrets the attention she used to get from the highest status men. So because of that, she takes her now situation. She doesn't go, okay, here's how I now look. Here, I just got to accept that and move on with my life and treat the guy I'm with right now is, like he's my perfect man. No. She regrets that she can no longer get the old alpha, and now she looks at this new guy that she has and she goes, if you do anything that's nerdy or awkward or whatever, or just not cool, right? She will look at that guy. She'll think back about how the alphas she used to be with weren't losers and all that, and she starts to treat the guy she's now with worse because she regrets the attention she used to get from the alphas that she no longer can get. So I wanted to do this a little different for you guys about the wall is a woman's regrets. And just as that quick recap, online dating, she'll regret her old photos when she used to look better. Nudes, a lot of times women will send you old nudes and you're sitting here thinking that you guys are in the mood right now, texting back and forth when it's just an old photo. And the last one is the alpha widow. Basically, she is going to regret that she can no longer land the men that she used to be able to. So if you commit to her now, you are going to get treated as less because she sees you as less in comparison to what she used to be able to get. All right, the wall, we know it's undefeated. We know it's real. In this clip we saw, she admitted to this younger woman that the wall is real and take as many nudes as you can now. And I thought that was just enlightening for us to see. Let me know your story below if this has ever happened. The online dating thing, if you guys see women that put on old pictures, that would be one. Nudes, if you've ever experienced that where you see women are sending you old nudes. It's not the same girl as she used to. And the last one is the alpha widow, basically. If you know yourself that you got treated poorly because of that, or you know friends that got treated poorly because The girl is no longer able to get the alpha males she used to be able to, and she regrets that. She kind of takes it out on the new guy that's with her now. Don't forget, subscribe, like, comment, share the video, but definitely subscribe. Peace.